Whether he chooses to confront me or not, whether he has dignity and honor or not, it's just a matter of time. My ideas are already there. I've already impregnated your organization. I took Turning Point USA and I fucked it. I took your organization, I took your baby, Turning Point USA, and I fucked it. And I've been fucking it. And that's why it's filled with groypers. That's why your whole crew, that's why the people around you, that's why your chapter presidents, that's why your attendees, they're all groypers.
Nick Fuentes doubles down on taking over TPUSA. He did have a particular take on Erika Kirk with the initial assassination of Charlie Kirk, essentially saying that she was a plant, that he believed it might have been the case. Now he's doubled down to where he's fully embraced that narrative now. Now, for those that don't know how they essentially met in the first place, Charlie and Erika.
I met Erika for the first time at this office, Turning Point USA office, and I knew of Erika. I saw Erika, and we had a very brief meeting at the office. I Instagram messaged her and said I urgently needed to meet with her, and she said why. And it was partially a job interview and also partially something else.
And he was like, hey, I'm coming into town, into New York City. Let's meet at Bill's Burgers.
It was about 15 minutes in, I quickly pivoted away from wanting to hire her to wanting to date her. And now we know how that worked quite well.
I'm not going to hire you. It's like, okay, well, thank goodness I didn't need the job because I'm already doing stuff here in Manhattan. He goes, I'm going to date you. And without hesitation and like zero hesitation, he goes, I have enough friends in my life. So either we're going to date or we're not. Do I have any time to think about it? Yeah, you have until tomorrow night when I take you out for dinner, and then you can give me your answer at dinner tomorrow night. But know that the offer's on the table, and I would...
Skeptical on Kirk being killed by Israel. Yet Erika Kirk's mom worked with Homeland Security and DoD. Her father a chairperson/president for Raytheon Israeli Limited. Easy to find online. This same division that coordinated with Lockheed and built the Iron Dome. Now she is PUSA. Watch it become a pro-Israel advocacy group.
Dude, it is a pro-Israel. What are you talking about? What do you think Turning Point is? Do you think this was the Institute for Historical Research? Was this the Charles Martel Society? Is this Stormfront? Iron March? This is Turning Point USA. It is a pro-Israel advocacy group. What are you talking about? Were you born yesterday? You guys, that's the part I can't get over. So you're skeptical about Kirk being killed by Israel. Now his wife is taking over. Watch Turning Point become pro-Israel. Dude, they were Zog headquarters. He's coaching Lord Netanyahu on how to rape America with propaganda. What are you talking about?
And here's the thing. I mean, when the whole Israel actually offed out Charlie Kirk, I was like, this is ridiculous. Charlie was one of the biggest advocates for Benjamin Netanyahu and the movement, the Zionists. What really established that set in stone was his letter to Benjamin Netanyahu, basically telling Benjamin that how to win the propaganda war online. Go ahead and fucking let's interview the people of Israel. Let's name it, dude, you got us wrong, right? To appeal to the young individuals. It was basically a blueprint of how to win the propaganda war online. Nick describes it as Charlie essentially giving a blueprint to Benjamin Netanyahu to grape America and to continue the Zionist movement.
I've seen enough. Erika Kirk is a plant. We all know that. That is a fact. That is basically established. She was shopping around for a political husband. God knows where she comes from. She found one in Charlie Kirk. Do you think Charlie Kirk is the Riz master? He's not a good-looking guy. Dude, you know what she said on a podcast? I saw a clip of her on a podcast, and she said, I can't focus with him in the room because I'm just going to be looking at him. Now, that's some good acting. Now,
I get it. Yeah, maybe he wasn't the best-looking guy, but Charlie is a multimillionaire. Charlie is 6'4", some shit like that. Charlie is still very much attracted to the vast majority of women, especially in the conservative movement, that want to take him as a husband, right? Yeah, maybe Erika probably had other options. Obviously, she was in a family that was rich. I don't know if it's arranged between the two. However, I will admit this. Yeah, they usually probably push a lot of their children into marrying into more of a money-based society. Money as in, I want my daughter, I want my son to marry into a bigger class of individuals. This is what I see, especially when it comes to the higher class of people. It makes sense. Doesn't make it wrong, though. Does not make it wrong. I would get it if I was a multi-billionaire. I would want my son or daughter to marry into a wealthier family. This makes a lot of sense here.
Oh, you had me. Then I saw that clip. You know, maybe you had me when she did the first speech next to his chair. But when I saw that clip and she said, I'm not going to be able to focus with him in the room, he's too handsome. It's like, now that's some bad acting. That is some serious, that is a serious acting job. So I think she's a plant, obviously. But does that mean that they took him out to put her in? Not necessarily. I think that it's a political marriage. She's an operative. He's an operative. He happened to be killed. She's going to take over his responsibilities. It is.
And that's what my point was prior before, right? They're both in the political spectrum. They're both come from a lot of wealth. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. However, the plant situation, what does that exactly mean when it comes to Nick? And that's my problem with Nick Fuentes, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The first time he talked about this situation, he really did make it sound like this is something that is planned. Like maybe Erika Kirk was in on the assassination attempt of Charlie, which I didn't believe that at all. Nor do I believe Israel did it. This would be a net negative for Israel, in my opinion.
I agree. I think she is not who she says she is, because there's all these clips coming out. She's in a music video. She's on these reality TV shows.
Yes.
I'm hearing she dated other people in the conservative movement. It's like, why is it that that's always the background? Alex Clark was on a reality show. Now she's doing a Turning Point show. Charlie Kirk's wife was on a reality show in a music video. Now she's a Turning Point. It's almost like you have these women, or people in general, but especially women, who are with a talent agency or they're with some agency. They'll do anything to be famous. They'll do anything to get in front of the spotlight. And then they find themselves marrying these like conservative guys or doing conservative political shows. Isn't that interesting? Candace Owens is another one. She's another wannabe fame whore, another clout whore. That's just what she is. She's the ultimate clout whore I've ever seen. You know where she came from? She sued one of her classmates for being racist. Then she started a company doxing people for being racist. Then she became the spokesperson of Blexit. So what is with all these conservative women that they'll do anything to be famous? They stumble into conservative politics, and then they marry into political royalty. Candace marries George Farmer. Erika marries Charlie Kirk. That's what's suspicious about all this. Charlie Kirk was a shill.
Look, to be fair, Candace came from a poor family, according to her, etc. I don't think she stumbled in there where it was arranged, similar to what could have been with Erika Kirk. I think that might have been a little bit more natural in the situation. But yeah, let's be honest, man. Candace was an advocate for the left at one point. Then she kind of had her awakening, and then she became a right-winger. But at the time when she became a right-winger, this was at a time where it was like, they needed more tokens, like token conservatives, to kind of push the narrative of like the black narrative. Like, oh, only black people should be voting Democrat. Candace fucking went against that grain. Similar to Blair White, where transgenders only vote left. When Blair White came into the situation, she was a trans for Trump. This is why Blair White, that motherfucker, that guy, got a lot of popularity under that narrative, you know?
Doesn't deserve to die, but that's what he was. His wife was put with him in an arranged marriage. That could not be more obvious. With each passing day, you know, for 1 week, nobody wanted to say it. Then the memorial, people questioned the fireworks. Then they kept pushing, and people started to say, all right, you know what? Go Ducks? Really? You see that? Then we start seeing the clips. Then we start finding out the parents' background, her background. Now people are saying, all right, enough. She want to be the widow, whatever. But she seizes control of the group. They start pushing her everywhere, and that's what it is. It's a calculated political breakout moment.
Now, I asked this question in my other video. A lot of people in that comment section did not know who Erika Kirk was, including myself. I knew that Charlie was married, didn't know his wife. Now, all of a sudden, she's the most famous fucking name after his assassination, right? So let me ask you guys, did you guys know who Erika Kirk was before Charlie's assassination?
All right, well, now you need to be scrutinized. And people are finding it to be very clear what she represents. Yeah, I'm fully on board that train at this point. People made it out like they were, it's so ridiculous. They made it out like this was a couple that was converting to Catholicism, okay? They said she's a traditional Catholic. He was converting. He was on the verge of turning against Israel. We found out none of that is true.
Nah, not at all.
She's an apostate. She was Catholic, became non-denominational. He was not going to convert at all. He was non-denominational too. They were not turning against Israel at all. We don't know who she is. She took over from him. That's who these people are. That's what they were then. That's what they are now. Is it tragic that he died? Absolutely. It's terrifying that there's going to be more political violence. I hope that's not the case, but let's just be so for real. Let's be so honest about what happened. Now that the dust has settled, we could be a little bit more direct here.
So my final thoughts of the video here, guys. I would say this. If Erika Kirk decides to make a deal with Benjamin Netanyahu to make Turning Point USA more pro-Israel, after knowing the text messages from Charlie that he was kind of upset from the Israel donors, right? But at the same time, if she decides to take out Tucker Carlson and Dave Smith, and I hope one day she brings on Nick Fuentes for a Turning Point USA event and have them debate somebody that's one of the high echelons of pro-Zionist movement, right? To debate Nick on that. If she decides not to and maybe takes a deal from Benjamin Netanyahu or appeals to her donors, I mean, I think it goes against what Charlie was pushing for. So we'll see that in the future. It is what it is. And with that being said, guys, God bless. Hope to see you in the next video and have a good one.